Hey, hey, it's Jose here to slay. Hey, whistle. Yes, y'all, I'm back for another video. I'm so sorry it's been a minute since I've been in front of this backdrop, but like, it's just been a lot going on. I've been trying to move, but I've still been trying to make videos for you guys. But yes, I am here today because I want to talk about some realness. I have a 10-year-old son, and I am transgender. I'm a single parent. Am I upset about that? Not really, because then I don't have to really worry about things like, you know, somebody else guiding my child into a direction that they're in and having them have mixed emotions. I'm his template because this is all he knows. So I'm happy about that. But on the same token, like, it's a lot. First off, let me just start off by saying, like, hats off to the people that do this with more than one child by themselves. How you do it, I don't know the strength that you have, but like, it's hard with just one. Because for me, I feel like you have to learn your child. You have to know everything about this one particular person, and you need to know how to treat this one particular person so that you guys coincide better and that you guys, you know, are able to adapt to each other and things like that. Because even though you're raising them, they are their own people. Kids cost money. They cost a lot of money. They're not cheap, and like, you gotta make sure you keep them fed to make sure that they're, you know, properly clothed, because sending your child out places and they look like they're not being taken care of or neglected, that brings attention back on you. Make sure that y'all kids look fly, especially if you looking fly. Mentally, it can be so draining. Everything that you do, everything that you say, everything that, like, any way that you move, your child is watching, they're listening, and they're paying attention. So you have to be critical about everything, because you say the wrong thing and they will hold on to that one thing for the longest time and adapt to it and, you know, just utilize it in their everyday life, and you might make mistakes. You know, that's why I don't try to do stuff like curse in front of my son or curse at my son while I'm talking to him. Like, I stay away from that kind of stuff because I don't want him thinking that's the only way for him to communicate. Like, only way for you to talk to people is if you curse or if you get belligerent or loud. Like, I don't want him to think that way. I make sure that I make up for his absent parent also. Like, he thinks about stuff like that too, because he's human, and name one of us that have not thought about that. If you have an absent parent, you understand where I'm coming from. When you have an absent parent, first of all, those parents are praised to the highest accountability because they're not there. Me, I have to be the disciplinarian, and I also have to be the person that could comfort him. So just imagine how mind-boggling that can be for him to, like, be upset with me and then also still have to come to me about being upset. Now, this video is not for me to say, like, I regret my son. It's nothing like that, because I love my baby dearly to the 100%, and I have his back forever as long as I am breathing. And then on, because guess what? When I go, people gonna make sure my baby get. We were living in Atlanta, like, I had no food. Like, I had no food in my house to take my kid, but there was nothing I can do. My baby had to eat. So, you know, at the time I had a roommate. I wound up getting a roommate, whatever the case may be, and me and her made things work. Like, what we did was we went to stores and got food without money. Like, let's just be real. Like, we had to do what we had to do because my baby had to eat, and then we had to survive. Like, it was just what it is. But this is what I mean by, like, sacrifices come. Your attention means a lot, but when you're a single parent, it means everything. Because it's like they're already missing a parent as is, and then as soon as you start to be a little bit neglectful or just, you know, like, give them too much leg room to look for guidance other places, like classmates and stuff like that. So this is where peer pressure and crap comes in at. But if you don't set a great foundation for that child, it will not work out, I promise you. Your child will go off into something that you have not even imagined them to be. So I make sure that I'm up on top of him, like, what's going on? How was school? What was this? Let's see your homework. Let me see your homework. I need to check your homework. Who are your friends? Let me see your friends. I need to meet your friends' parents. You can't go to their house unless I meet them. Like, you have to stay on top of your child. It's probably annoying to them at the moment, but guess what? It will help them out in the long run. Who doesn't want an attentive parent? I'm at everything that my son does. Everything. Like, all his little band things, all his little chorus things, all his games when he played football, and his soccer stuff, and, you know, just all the stuff that happens with him, I'm there, because guess what? It's just me. So just imagine how much pressure is on my shoulder for, you know, running and doing things like that, and then having to keep my life in balance. It is more to being a parent than just changing diapers and giving bottles and just playing Goo Goo Gaga here and there. Like, you are raising a human being to be somebody in society that is positive, not somebody that is just a menace to society. You don't want things like that. You want somebody that is going to grow up to make you proud and then themselves proud and just good about their background. So, you know, me growing up as a kid, and we lived in the hood or whatever the case may be, like, we moved back to back to back to back to back, ass whoopings all over the place. Like, it was just a whole bunch of other stuff going on, like shootings and jump-ins. It was just a whole bunch of stuff going on. But I wanted to tell myself, like, I don't want my kids to grow up the way that I did. Not to say that I don't want him to be street smarts, because yes, I do. But at the same token, I do not want my son to be nobody's hood rat. I don't want him to be like that person that's out here, like, looking to see who's the chillest person to be. I want him to be himself, live his life to be happy, and then also make something of himself. He will continue to go to school, and that's one thing I'm not going to play with. I will push his education because I didn't get the education pushed on me. That's why I'm 28 years old and trying to figure out what I want to do still, and, you know, in and out of college, back and forth and back and forth. Not that I'm not doing it, but it's in and out, in and out, in and out. I want him to go, continuously go. I want to support him so he can finish, so he can be a great person within himself and feel good and accomplished within himself. There's no way to prepare for a kid. Like, you can prepare financially and things like that, but mentally, when it comes to your mindset and how, like, you know, mature and stuff, it just doesn't happen. You grow with your child. Like, that's how that works. So, being a single parent, it is very, very, very tough. And then lately, it's been a lot because my aunt passed. And then I quit my job. And it's not because I'm like, oh, I don't need a job. But I could not take it anymore. I quit my job. After I quit my job, I had to go look for other jobs. I had to make sure I kept up with him, stay financially supported for him. And his birthday came up. So I had to make things happen. You know how hard it was to get his birthday to be a great experience and a great time for him, and get him the things that he thought about or mentioned here and there, blah, 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 without having a job. Like, it takes work. But guess what? I got it done because it's possible. Everything is possible. You just have to make sure that you are a strong person. I feel like single parents are very, very, very strong because you're doing it by yourself and you have to make it work. And then on top of that, not just to mention, I have a son. I'm transgender and have a son. I had to teach him how to be a man. Like, I had to teach him how to be, you know, masculine and, you know, things like that. The things that I don't even possess myself. We were, like, play fighting or something like that. And as soon as you, like, swing at him, he falls to the floor. And I'm like, nobody's even touching you. He's a little bit too, like, soft. It's okay for sensitivity. I'm okay with that. I don't really care about things like that. But, like, you're in a world where you will be crushed if you are not somewhat strong mentally, physically, whatever the case may be. You will be crushed because that's just the world that we live in. It's sad, but come on, y'all. I'm not the only one who goes through stuff like this. Like, even with us growing up, it was pretty tough. Like, you had to make sure that not just fitting in, it don't got nothing to do with that, because he could be himself to the day he died. He don't have to have no friends because I'm his friend. But what I'm saying is, like, you know, say somebody comes and wants to fight him or whatever the case may be. I do not want my son to be a fighter, but I want my son to be able to defend himself. Because think about it now, like, it's just me and him. I can't go around here punching people's kids in the forehead. Okay? Not that I don't want to. I can't do that. Because I go to jail, what happens with him? You understand what I'm saying? So, like I said, sacrifices and tough decisions. We deal with bullying as parents. We deal with, you know, just peer pressure. We deal with, you know, them coming into themselves and learning about themselves and learning about girls and boys and what is this and what's this. And I'm not the type of person that's going to sit there and tell my son, this is what you're supposed to do. You got to act like this. You have to say this. But I do let him know, guys, do this. Girls, do this. Then you have your gay people, and then you have this and that. He knows what those things are, because why would I not educate my son on, first of all, who I am? Let's start with that. So he knows that I'm transgender. He knows that, you know, I went from male to female. He knows this stuff. And I want him to be accepting of that, because if he's not accepting it, he's going to be ashamed of me. He's going to resent me. And it's going to turn out bad when people start picking on him about me. Like I said, I'm an active parent, and I will continue to be an active parent. And them kids are going to get older, and they're going to start realizing, like, hey, what's going on? Yeah, my voice a little deep. Like, what's that? Like, you know, whatever the case may be. But we're going to have to deal with that when that comes. But he needs to be strong mentally to handle that. You know what I'm saying? Where it's coming from. And then when he gets to that point, he's going to get a little angry. I know he is. So he's going to be ready to square up. He's going to be ready to pop off. And if you can't pop off because you don't know how to pop off, you're going to get beat up. You have to be able to trust people around your children, because there are pedophiles everywhere. There are people that are just angry with you in some way, some shape, some form, but don't tell you, and then they do stuff to your children. You have to understand this kind of stuff. So it's hard being a parent. Love it, but it is tough. And you have to have it to be able to handle it. I did not start with it, but I'm growing to get it. So it's a lot to make sure that your child is your child. Like, and then on top of that, like, you have to make sure that your child stays true to them. Like, they have to remain themselves, because it's so simple and so easy to get lost within what's going on. For instance, when we were in school, the same thing is the peer pressure thing. Everybody else is getting Beanie Babies and Furbies and things like that, and you're the only one in the class without one. What do? You go get your Beanie Baby and Furby, even if you don't like them. You get them because everybody else has them, and why would you not be... That's how we felt. But I'm letting my son know that you don't have to. Just because they're doing it, just because they're doing A doesn't mean that B is out of the question. It means that not that many people are going to be doing B, but you can do B. That's why, like, with his friends, he picks, like... I like his friends. Like, his friends are somewhat... Like, they remind me of him in a sense. And I like that because he's bringing in people that are like him. That's what your friends are. Your friends are a product of who you are, and that's just it. Like, you can't tell me anything different. There's always something that makes you guys friends because y'all have stuff in common. One way or another. It may not be A, but it may sure be B and C. Like, things like that. So, it's just that simple, but I like the fact that he's around a certain people that his friends are weird, he's weird. I'm okay with weird. Long as you're weird and successful and do things great for yourself and be a good person, I'm okay with that. And that's another thing you have to learn. Let your children be themselves. Like, you do want to guide them in the direction of being a good person. That's all you can do. Either guide them in a way to being a good person, or an angry person, or a mean person, or a bad person, whatever the case may be. You only are there to guide. And when people say raise means guide. It's the same thing. You're guiding them to be what you want them to be. But on another note, they are who they're going to be. Like, you cannot pick your child's personality. You can't pick, the things that they like. I can't even say if my son is going to, hey, son, you have to like boys. Hey, son, you have to like girls. I can't make that decision for him because he is who he is going to be. And I have to accept that and love him unconditionally like I'm supposed to. Simple. But you have to understand it's a guidance thing, not you have to be this person. You have to do this. You have to, because they're going to be who they want to be. Just guide them in the right direction and just pray for the best, because that's all parents can do. I don't have to show my son no cursing whatsoever, but that doesn't mean that everybody in the world is going to stop cursing when my son comes around. It doesn't even work like that. It doesn't. You have to just show them that it's not okay to do it. You need to show them that you don't have to talk with that type of language just to get your point across. You teach them that, and they don't even get involved with it. They hear it, and they're like, what is wrong with this person? Why they have to curse for every sentence? And they try to, work around that, because you have to guide your children in the right direction. They're going to learn things along the way, like boyfriends and girlfriends. Like, my son was screaming that last year. I'm like, okay, that's cute that y'all think y'all know what y'all talking about, but it will stop. So all that stuff that you got going on, you need to let that little girl know it's a no-no. Because you are too young, and there's no point. You're wasting your time worrying about little stuff like that when you need to be worried about getting your education. Now, granted, when he gets to middle school and, starts to go through puberty and stuff like that, it's going to happen, and I cannot stop it. Because either he's going to do it and share it, or he's going to do it and I won't know nothing about it. I'm going to know something about it, girl, because I'm Inspector Jose. My friends mostly all have kids. Because, I have a kid. I need to... Not that I can't be around people that don't have children. But it's harder for me to, make money moves with people. And I got a kid. So you're not factoring a child because you don't have one. But I do. And I have to factor him into everything. And when it comes to work, it is tough. Because you have to make sure your schedule coincides with your child's schedule. And it needs to work all around your child. Because I can't go grab me a night job and my son goes to school in the day. I need to keep my jobs during the day, really, because if he, has to do after school program or go to grandma's or Nana's house here and there or whatever the case may be, for watching and all that until I get off of work, okay, that's one thing. But as far as me just not seeing my son and not having no time with him just to work, it cannot happen. You have to spend time with your children. Especially if you are a single parent, because guess what? They already have an absent parent. Why have two? Now, I already told my son, like, coming up, I'm going to be working really, really hard. I'm trying to get 2 jobs and see what I can do with this and blah, blah, blah. But I got things that are in motion. So what I did was I got him into band, and I'm about to get him into another sport or whatever the case may be, so that he's busy just as much as so he's not noticing the time missed. You understand? Because if he stays home, he's going to be like, where's mom? I haven't seen my mom. Like, my mom's not home. And then he's missing me way more than anything. I don't want that to be there. I want to still be able to raise him and have him most of the majority of the time, you know, but we still have to work towards being better and doing better. Like, I want him to see that. That's why I'm in school, and I let him know, like, oh, he's like, where you going? I'm going to class. And I'll show him my test. When I get my test back and they have them A's on there, look, son, look what I got on my test. We do, and he does the same thing. He brings his test and like, look, Ma, look what I got on my test, because that's what we do. I want to show him that it is more to life than what's going on around here. Like, it's way more. You should be do better than me. I say, I want you to be better than me, because I'm okay, but you need to be great. Be great. Be better than me. If I had the guidance that you're getting, I would be way past to where I'm at right now. But no regrets. No takebacks. Love my mom dearly, and she did a great job with 4 kids, and I feel like that right there is commendable, because it is hard with one. If you have any questions, comments, complaints, concerns, anything, like I said, hit me up on all my social media. Videos at the top, make sure you guys click on those because of past videos that you have missed. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. If you are new to my channel, hit the subscribe button because you will not be disappointed, sis. Turn your notification bell so you get everything that I post as soon as I post it, because my stuff is all on point. I just want to say that I love you guys. Be true to you. Peace.